This time on Backroads, we're cruising into Theodore on the Dawson River in central Queensland for the party of the century. Theodore is celebrating its centenary with a giant birthday bash. Known as the town built on water, Theodore sits at the heart of a huge irrigation scheme. Around these parts, they've always dreamed big.
I think if we just sit in the past, there's no going forward, there's no future-proofing our little town.
Their pioneering spirit creating the stuff of legends.
How do they actually get up there?
Oh, we've got a safety policy here under the bar and find it for you, but usually it's one drunk person standing on another drunk person's shoulders.
Driving them to round up new blood.
I've always said that I look after Theodore, but Theodore looks after me.
And channeling their voice to the world.
Good morning, Cowgirl Channel.
I'm curious to know how this little town is shoring up its future when so many youngsters are leaving the bush for the big smoke.
I heard Theodore's got some big ideas to buck the trend. So what is it doing to attract young people to town and to get them to stay? I'm Anna Daniels and I'm about to find out. Thanks, Keith.
I'm excited to arrive just as the town's 100th birthday shindig is getting started. I spot one old Theodore boy in the street parade who seems to be a bit of a celebrity.
Mal, I saw you in the parade with this pretty impressive piece of silverware. What's it all about?
Well, it was something back then. I didn't realise it was such a prestigious thing when I won the US singles.
Hang on.
In 57.
So you grew up in Theodore,
Yeah.
became a tennis player, won the US men's singles. Amazing.
Even more remarkable is that Mal Anderson was the first unseeded player to win the US title. Today, Mal lives in Brisbane, but he's never forgotten where his tennis career began.
Theodore loves it every time you come to town, Mal.
Well, I love Theodore too. Yeah, works out even.
And he's not the only one to love this place. Local teacher, Anne Chater, who's married to Theodore's GP, is the powerhouse behind this centenary event.
And that parade was something.
Yes, the floats were amazing, and I didn't realise there were that many old tractors in Theodore. In true Theodore spirit, everyone rises to the occasion when they have to. Right, everybody in, find a spot. Come on, all you old students, come on. I've got to ring the cowbell.
This weekend's celebration is all about honouring what's gone before.
Snuggle up.
But Anne also wants people to focus on what's ahead.
We all learn from the past, most definitely, but I think if we just sit in the past, there's no going forward, there's no future-proofing our little towns if we're not being active and reactive and keeping the energy.
Anne helped get the town's latest big idea off the ground. Over 2 weeks, in May 2024, Theodore's water tower was transformed. The giant artwork evokes life on the majestic Dawson River and is designed to put the town on the Silo Art Trail. Today, Queensland Governor, Dr. Jeanette Young, who was the state's chief health officer during the COVID pandemic, is officially unveiling the mural.
Actually, my wife in the run sheet had that you were going to unveil a plague, and I thought you'd done far too many of those already, so I thought you'd much rather unveil a plague.
Sharing the stage is a young Theodore woman who I hear is proving anything is possible in the bush.
I see the same opportunities here as those who built this town from scratch did in the 1920s.
Isabella Hanson, or Belle as she likes to be called, is 22. She's a journalism student and holds the title of Miss Queensland Showgirl. Away from the spotlight, she's in her element mustering cattle on the family farm.
Times in my career where I go elsewhere, but I'll always come back home, and I've grown up with cattle being my passion.
But Belle had lots of unanswered questions about the issues facing young women living in the bush. So, she and fellow country girl, Tony Lamb, came up with an idea.
Good morning, Cowgirl Channel.
You're here with Tones
And Belle.
and we're here to bring you an unfiltered chat
About all things cowgirl.
The Friends launched their podcast in 2024, giving young outback women a platform to talk about what matters to them. Today, I'm in the hot seat.
I am so excited to be here. I am a fangirl of the Cowgirl Channel.
Now, Anna, to start with, can you tell us a little bit of your background?
Well, I'm from Rocky, good old beef capital of Australia / the world. Grew up there as one of 5 kids in a big kind of crazy family.
Belle and Tony, who's studying to be a teacher, met at boarding school in my hometown of Rockhampton. The three of us proudly share the same, let's say, distinctive Central Queensland accent.
When I was govvying up north, there were girls from like South Australia, Western Australia and all that, and they're like, you just have such an Australian accent, Tony. Like, it's so unique. I was like, really? Like, it's quite normal, I mean, like, for me.
I remember I was in Melbourne and I was like, I'm just going to go do some laps at the pool. And they're like,
Yeah.
pool.
I get the same, I was about to say, I get the same with school. Apparently, yeah, school's like, I don't know how you actually meant to say it.
No, I don't know.
You know what, Bella and Tony? Maybe everyone else has got it right.
Yeah, I think they're saying
I think
it wrong.
that's it, yeah. They need to get...
Their listeners obviously love the accent. The Cowgirl Channel is a hit, reaching 10,000 listeners a week. It peaked at number 11 on the Australian podcast charts.
To think that you're doing it from your kitchen table
Yeah,
in Theodore.
it's kind of hard to believe, but we're very proud.
The Cowgirls tackle subjects ranging from the reality of dating in a small town to setting up a rural business. One particular episode got a bigger reaction than most.
What we focused on with it was talking about the drinking culture in the bush, but also how that relates to young women in agriculture. Because so often our social outlets are races or rodeos or camp drafts, and talking about the risks that are involved with, you know, just being encouraged to have another drink until it gets to the point that you're either vomiting or passing out.
If you choose not to have a drink, like how people respond to you, if they think, like they say things like, oh, you're pregnant or blah, 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 and just make you need to feel like you need to drink, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that resonated with a lot of young girls out there, and even
Yeah.
older women and fathers.
Hey, Tiny, come here, girl.
Tony and Belle can chat to guests all over Australia, record the podcast, and even study for their university degrees without leaving the bush. And it's all thanks to technology.
If you've got an idea, there is a way of doing it out here, like...
Yeah. If you want to make it happen, you will make it happen, I think, wherever you are. If you love the Cowgirl Channel, we want you to shout it from the camp,
From the paddock,
from the branding cradle,
and all the way to the head bow.
catch you next week.
See ya.
Love, Tones and Belle.
They are go-getters, those girls. But the reality is that it's tough to attract young people out here. Even harder to get them to hang around.
I'm about to meet one Theodore man who's determined to turn things around.
I find it's really nice just being out by myself on the jet ski. It's just beautiful. The birds fly along with me.
Bruce Chater loves spending time on the Dawson River when he takes a break from his busy day job.
So just check what's there.
Adrenaline and lidocaine 1%.
Yeah.
Bruce has been the town's GP for 43 years and is a champion of rural medicine.
You can take that off. Don't bother about doing too much of that yet.
He's trained more than 500 medical students and interns at his surgery in Theodore.
Keep going. Now stop, and Brooke will twist it off. We try and show students the joys of practice in rural, the fact you do get to know your patients. Keep going. See how it's blanching around there? Mm-hmm.
Bruce is head of the International Rural Doctors Association. He's dedicated to addressing the doctor shortage in the bush.
So what we're wanting to do is just get down and underneath, a bit of a sting.
Ben Macklin is a third-year medical student at Queensland University. He's on a 6-week placement in Theodore.
You have ideas of what it's like coming out to a town of 450-odd people, but, you know, the facilities here are amazing. And it's Bruce's reputation and how involved he is, it's not quite what I pictured it. It's far better.
Question number 10. Which boy band did Brian McFadden perform with? There's an optional multiple choice here. Do we want it?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to give it to you.
At Theodore's weekly trivia night, I've scored a seat at the table with the Medical Brains Trust.
We've known that if you give people good experiences and those sort of things, that they might want to stay, but you've then got to make it fun for them.
Bruce and his wife Anne, the local teacher I met at the street parade, clearly enjoy giving the trainees a taste of rural life in the hope it entices them to join a country practice.
I think there's a realisation now that to live in a rural place, it's very safe and you're not held up by traffic lights and you're not held up getting across a bridge or that there's been a crash on some freeway. You know, you can actually buy coffee in Theodore too. It's not only in Queen Street Mall that you get coffee.
Anne and Bruce arrived in Theodore from Brisbane in 1981, just 10 days after their wedding. Back then, it was a very different place.
We used to have a manual exchange. I mean, this was one of those phones you did this on. And we were Theodore 898. And if we were going out to a party, we'd sometimes ring up the exchange and tell them, but most of the time they knew where I was anyhow, because they knew all the goss in town and they knew there was a 21st on or whatever.
We were coming for 2 years, I might add. We often say we're 43 years into our 2-year plan.
Astonishingly, over the 4 decades, Bruce delivered around 1,000 babies, and the couple raised 4 boys of their own.
And here's me with my firstborn, Adam.
As well as working as a teacher, Anne wore a lot of other hats.
I became the cleaner and the receptionist, learning how to be a practice manager.
Ross?
Hi, Bruce.
Yeah, come in.
For the first 16 years, Bruce was the only doctor in town.
And you just hold your breath for a moment. It was a steep learning curve. I prepared myself for it because in those days, everyone had to be able to do anaesthetics, do surgery, deliver babies. I've always said that I look after Theodore, but Theodore looks after me.
All right, I'll get you to pump your hand for me.
Today, Bruce leads a team of doctors, nurses and health workers, including 4 Indigenous staff at the Aboriginal health clinic he set up.
So I'm just going to check your blood pressure. Well, I think that a lot of us Indigenous people don't really like presenting to places because of the discrimination and whatnot in the past, but I think having someone, like, same culture, same mob, you know, it's a lot easier for them to come in and open up.
Waka Waka woman Tamia Kyle is 18. She did a traineeship at the practice with Bruce and now works here full-time.
He's very passionate about our Indigenous people here, so, yeah, he loves everyone and he's pretty inclusive of everyone.
Now, after 43 years, Theodore's much-loved GP is retiring.
Yes, pain continued with
Lucky for this community, one of his proteges, Dr. Liz Clarkson, is taking over.
All right, well, we'll just have a listen to your heart and lungs and we'll check your tummy, but...
Liz grew up on Queensland's Sunshine Coast. In 2014, she came to Theodore as a medical student to train with Bruce.
We'll pop down the bed. I think it's a great way to practice medicine. It also keeps you, it keeps you honest, it keeps you grounded. You might have a chat with someone if they come with a chest infection and they're, currently smoking a bit, and then you're next in line with them at the IGA and they'll sort of go, I'm sorry, Doc, I am getting that packet of cigarettes, but I am cutting back, I swear. So,
I'm so impressed by Bruce's efforts to introduce new faces to the bush. It's got me wondering if local farmers are having any luck mustering young recruits. I'm heading to a cattle station just out of Theodore to find out. Garanda is owned by the Joyce family. Nikki Marnie and her husband Peter run the 9,000-hectare cattle stud.
My family bought it, so several generations ago now. We've been here 98 years. We haven't been here around quite as long as everyone in Theodore. Well, it's pretty beautiful. We're on the Dawson River. We've got 22 kilometres of river frontage, so that's pretty special for us.
I'm taking a ride on the river with one of Nikki and Peter's sons, Christopher, who's home from uni, and his grandmother, Louise, a keen nature photographer.
You can hear yourself think out here.
You can, yeah.
So quiet.
The birds, the wildlife, it's good, yeah.
You bring people out and once they've been here once, they want to be here twice. Like, it's just so good.
And Christopher, do you see yourself ending up back on Garanda?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you miss it more and more every time you go away, especially for longer periods as you get older. So definitely to maybe not Garanda. Garanda's a beautiful spot, but there's 4 of us kids here, so don't want to bash each other up. But yeah, no, definitely back to agriculture at some point.
Being born into a farming family gives 21-year-old Christopher a head start. But at Garanda, they're keen to give other young people a leg up as well.
So number 1, you need to clean the foot more.
Okay.
Get all this mud off it so you can see exactly what you're doing.
Okay.
If you can't see, how can you know what you're doing?
Like the medical trainees in Theodore, agricultural and vet students come to the cattle station to learn hands-on.
This is a very real experience. For example, as a vet, you get told all the anatomy of a horse, but to actually be there and to cut it down and to feel confident you haven't gone too far on that hoof.
Garanda also welcomes young people who just want to give farm life a go.
Obviously, there's a big financial challenge if you want to buy into a property as a young person, but there's also a challenge of how do you actually get your foot in the door if you're interested in that. Plenty of people really keen to get in. It's very challenging unless you happen to know someone who has a farm or a friend.
Bang.
Nikki's family is doing its bit to train up skilled farm workers, hoping the experience will persuade them to stay in agriculture.
We have a lot more flexibility than other people to be able to do that too, because we have a cook, and so it does mean whenever Pete and I have to go away that at least people are being fed.
So what's the secret to a perfect scone, Meryl?
I'm just a fairly traditional scone maker.
Right.
Some self-raising flour, a bit of caster sugar, a little bit of salt.
Cook Meryl Freshwater is a crucial part of the operation.
How long have you been here for, Meryl?
40 years.
40 years?
Yes.
Did you know you'd stay 40 years?
Not really, no. Well, I'd like to think they couldn't do it without me, but, okay.
Meryl has become part of the family. She and Nikki's mum, Louise, are great mates.
We never had the same thing twice in a row, or even twice in a week, probably.
Oh. This is our little stash.
Meryl's famous scones.
Looks good.
When it comes to smoko, tea is the drink of choice at Garanda. This is a dry camp, so if the station team wants some rest and recreation, they have to head down the road to the Cracow pub.
So here we are in good old Cracow. Now, this place had the reputation of being the Wild West back in the day, but looking around, she's pretty quiet.
Unlike Theodore, it doesn't feel like the sort of town where young people would want to stick around. Looks like the pub is the only place open for business.
G'day.
Hello.
Anna.
Stuart, how you going, Anna?
G'day, Stuart. So this is your joint?
It is, it is. Mine and my wife and my kids and tax man, yeah.
This is the kind of place that feels like anything could happen here.
Sometimes does. Sometimes it does. Pub motto on the back of my shirt.
Yeah.
Which is there for a reason.
Tell me about this roof. I mean, look at these signatures up there too.
Yeah. Sometimes we get some people that are a bit athletic and want to climb up and sign the ceiling.
How do they actually get up there? What?
Oh, we've got a safety policy here under the bar and find it for you, but usually it's one drunk person standing on another drunk person's shoulders.
This is amazing. And I hear you gave a bit of 1-2 in your day.
Oh, I used to, yeah. I used to years ago. Fought in a boxing tent. A fella that used to own the pub. And,
so that was Fred Brophy.
Yeah.
He's a legend in these parts, isn't he?
All over. There's the cowboy. He's now deceased. The friendly mauler.
Yeah. Did you have a boxing name?
Yeah, I was Kid Goanna.
Kid Goanna?
Oh, there was several Kid Goannas, but yeah, I was Kid Goanna. From Cunnamulla, apparently.
Kid Goanna from Cunnamulla.
When Stuart's wife Nikki first came to work at the pub in 2002, she tells me she was in for the shock of her life.
Walked in the bar, there's about 500 fellas in the bar because I heard there was a new barmaid coming. It was the wildest thing I'd ever seen in my life, and I'm still here. None of these stuff, the caravan park, none of that was there. It was all just paddocks. There was no registered cars in town. As I said, it should be 1940. Wow. But it was 2002. Yeah.
Tell me how you both met.
Nikki was managing the hotel. I was working for Fred. And we stopped here for 2 nights doing a show run up north. And, yeah, that's when Nikki and I met.
Was it love at first sight?
Yeah, for you it was.
Yeah, for me it was.
The couple ended up falling in love with Cracow too. Nikki and Stuart and their 2 children have called the town home, on and off, for the past 20 years. They finally bought the pub in 2021.
Wow, look at these old buildings, Brophy.
Yeah.
So that was obviously
It was a frock shop, I believe.
A frock shop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their son, 20-year-old Brophy, is showing me around.
This was a Food Works once upon a time.
Ah, right, the old grocery store.
Yeah.
To my surprise, I discover he's a walking encyclopedia on the history of Cracow, and that this was the last gold rush town in Australia.
So the station, Cracow Station, was founded in 1851, but the town itself wasn't here until 1931, when the gold was discovered. Lots of people living under tarps, swags, tent city, lots of the old blokes call it.
It's pretty unusual to meet a 20-year-old that is so invested in researching the history of their town.
I don't know how you couldn't be when you grow up in a place like this, because you grow up, it's all around you. You go into Theodore, most of the old fellas there were born out here. A lot of people that still remember this place as a vibrant, functioning town. It was the biggest town in the Shire for a good 20 to 30 years.
The place emptied out in 1976 when the big commercial gold mine on the edge of Cracow shut down. The town wake was held where else but the hotel bar.
Well, it's been home for a lot of years, but she's closed, so I gotta go.
But the pub refused to die.
It's always survived, even through the hard years. I first moved here, there was 15 locals. And even before that, this pub ran for over 10 years without a liquor licence. It's always survived. Some weeks, like especially come the quiet months, we're flat out keeping our doors open.
Yeah.
But we didn't buy it to make money. We bought it because we love it and we want to keep it open.
Its future seems a bit precarious, so it won't be easy. But Brophy hopes to run this quirky pub one day, and he has big dreams for Cracow.
Put the place on the map and not only get it known amongst the Australian psyche, but get it respected for its history because it was the last gold rush town in Australia.
Like so many of the young people I've met on this trip, where there are challenges, Brophy sees opportunities, and he has no plans to leave the bush.
I got a deep love and respect for this place. It's home.
Back in Theodore, Bruce and Ann Chater are getting ready to leave their home of 43 years. The couple are retiring to the coast to be closer to family.
This is it? This is it. I think once this goes into the box, it'll be quite real that we're going. You know, it's just life, isn't it? And we've had a wonderful time here, and it's just time. And I rather like the words of Dr. Seuss, you know, who says, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. So I'm trying very hard to smile because it happened.
Later that evening, Theodore's 100th birthday party is in full swing. Bruce and Ann have played an integral part in changing the fortunes of this town, giving it the best chance of not only surviving, but thriving for the next 100 years. It's been wonderful to see the next generation drawing on the wisdom of the past.
It's a simple life, but it's a very satisfying life.
And to see young people bringing new energy with fresh ideas, steering this community into the future.
You know, if you want to do something, you have to go for it.
Next time on Backroads, I'm on a different kind of adventure.
They wore funny clothes. They talked differently.
To the surprising town of Candos in central New South Wales.
Get on this field when I invite you and you scrub. Do you understand me?
Where creativity knows no bounds.
That was amazing. That was like the best spotting session we could have.